Going on, everybody? It's been a minute since I got on here, but as a Philadelphia sports fan through and through, I got to come on here because LeBron showed up in the house. My son's mother asked me, what did I think about it? And my response to her was, it can't hurt. And it'd really be good if a championship is produced. But and then I was listening to talk radio today, and a lot of people compared, but they didn't. They said this was like no other event. Well, you had to be back. When they got Moses, that was a hell of a thing, because the Sixers were missing something at that time that could take them over the top. And Moses Malone was that. And then Harold Katz, he was a cheap dude. Almost just like Josh Harris. Josh Harris I'm not going to say he's cheap. I'll say that he's uninterested. He's more interested now than he has been in the past. He has other sport ventures and all that other kind of stuff going on. And I don't believe that the Sixers was one of his priorities. And I believe that that's why the Sixers were such a low-class, team. But, on talk radio, they were comparing how LeBron coming is like Moses to bring a championship. What I have to say to that is, it wasn't just Moses. It was the pieces. It was Mark Ivoroni. It was Andrew Toney. Andrew Toney was a killer. He was a killer. That's why they call him the silent killer. Right? You can't teach that. You can't build that up. That's something that has to be in you. And when they needed a killer, that's why he was called the Boston Strangler. When they needed a killer, he was there. So another important factor at that time was the coach, Billy Cunningham. He was the right coach, man. Billy Cunningham was a great coach. He was a great coach. We have Nick Nurse. I can't. The only thing that I can say that will counter because Nick Nurse is a bum. But I know that LeBron James has a great basketball mind, and he has a coach's mind, right? He's not like Kyle Lowry, right? He's different, right? Him and the coach down there for the Lakers, those two guys were bumping heads together, putting their heads together, man. And LeBron is one of those, go ahead and do this, So, ideas, that because Nick Nurse need ideas. See, Nick Nurse needs to listen. They say it's not enough ball, so that's going to be their problem. If I was Nick Nurse, and you can take this to the bank. If I was the coach of the Sixers, since you really don't need LeBron to show up every night, and you really don't need Joel to show up every night, and you got Jaylen Brown who's in the middle, right? He's in the middle of the ages with LeBron is at the top, Joel is right there. Then you got Jaylen Brown around 30. Then you got young Maxey and you got young BJ, and then you got all these other young bucks. So I would, every game, I would assign each game by committee to a certain player. Jaylen, this your night, home. Show out. You understand what I'm saying? Can you do it? Because we trusting you to do it. Because this is the system that we formulated. It's your night. Show out. You got all the support that you need. Now, if for some reason you fall short of showing out, right? Then have the next person be ready to step up, right? Whether it be VJ, whether it be Tyrese, LeBron. But tonight is your night. The next night we have a game. Yo, Maxie, this your night. Mine's already? Damn, it was my night 5 games ago. No, it's your night now, right? Show out. You dig? Show out. For some reason, you're feeling, you got the poops or your stomach ache or whatever the case may be, and you can't carry it. VJ, you a sign. You going to step up and you going to show out. But we want motherfuckers to show out all the way to the championship. And everybody has to get their touch or their feel of showing out, going the fuck off, stepping up, just superstardom. And that's how you regulate that ball, right? That's how you share. Yeah, I'm not talking about not sharing the ball, but I'm talking about this night is your night to show out. It's delegated to you. I think that's a good system because Nick Nurse ain't gonna listen, man. Oh my God. Nick Nurse. If Nick Nurse doesn't do it like that, then he's going to have to adjust to the way he coaches, because he has a team. He has starters on the bench. So if Oklahoma can play their whole goddamn team throughout the course of the regular season and the playoffs, the Oklahoma coach played Jared McCain. That's gutsy. That's bold. That's innovative. That's what Nick Nurse is going to have to be. And forgive me, y'all, I just don't think Nick Nurse has it in him. That's why LeBron James is important. That's why he's important. Because LeBron James has the mind, he has the clout, and he has the respect. I think a chip is coming.